You drafted a dude who's overweight and has knee issues. And he's gonna have knee issues in the fucking NFL. Like who could have fucking thought? Like who would have thought?
The only way the Chiefs can solve this problem is maybe if they trade for Aaron Jones, and then he can carry Patrick Mahomes like he carries Aaron Rodgers. But let me tell you this. I have no fucking idea who it is, and I think that's great.
I love that.
That's great.
I'm telling you, I feel like I'm seeing it clearly, but it feels like maybe I'm looking through like I don't even know, like the glasses that I have on, maybe they're a little foggy. I think that might be it.
I'm picking the New Orleans Saints and Jameis Winston.
Hey, what is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to Muffed Podcast. As always, my name is Boaz, and I'm joined by, dude, Aaron. Where's Lemeter at?
Fucking slacking, not doing anything important.
I'm joined by Aaron, but Lemeter. No stock key, dude. I don't know where he's at.
Yeah, I don't know where the fuck he's at. Never pulls his weight on the podcast. Doesn't do anything.
Dude,
calling him out right
the
now.
Lemeter slander episode. Yeah, Lemeter slander episode.
Lemeter slander episode.
You know what we should do, Aaron? Now, like, you know, Lemeter's not gonna watch this. So, like, there's no possible he'll know what we're talking about. We should do like a roast of Lemeter. Like, maybe we just like this would be a lot of work. Like, maybe like winter break, like when you and I just have like no class or anything like that. Like, we just maybe spend like a few days and we just go over every episode and we just like get a compilation of his shittiest takes. And we just like we don't even roast him ourselves. We just literally just play him like maybe like yeah, it'd be like, you know, like those TV shows where they have like a recap episode or they have like a highlights episode where they show you like whatever like shit that's happened throughout the TV show and stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
I think Community. I remember Community had one of those where like it's like a whole episode where they just are like, oh, remember this, and then like they show like a bunch of clips from like fucking like in the season and shit like that. It would be like that, but we would just show like clips of Lemeter just saying stupid shit.
I agree with that, but when you said roast of Lemeter, I thought you were just gonna gather up everyone we know.
I'm cool with that as well too. I like that idea as well. Like
we get up there and be like, hey, Lemeter, more like Loweener, huh? Oh, Rohan's here today.
Oh yeah,
Rohan. That's what I thought we were doing.
So Jimmy Garoppolo, thank you so much for coming. I know you have nothing better to do today.
Yeah, nothing better to do today. How's it feel to get benched? I was going to get benched by a kid born into the 2000s. How's that feeling, baby dick motherfucker? Yeah, let's get it for Jimmy. See, obviously, I'd be more funny, but you don't have anything planned right now. This is all.
Yeah, it'd be like Dante Pettis is here. You wouldn't know since he's buried so far in the depth chart.
Oh. See, that's where I thought we were going.
I like this hypothetical roast of Lemeter where we just bring his favorite athletes.
No, we got Devin Booker show up, and Devin Booker shows Lemeter.
Whatever. The only thing Devin Booker hates more than threes is I don't know, Lemeter sucking his dick. It's like I don't know.
Exactly. We need to prepare, basically.
Yeah, we need to prepare. I feel like my Dante Pettis one was off the cuff. That was
pretty solid. That was pretty solid.
Yeah. We'll prepare. Exactly. Yeah. Without further ado, awkward intro as always, but let's get into it. As always, we start off our episodes with the highlights of the week. But yeah, Aaron and I are gonna switch it up. You know, we're switching things up today. No highlights of the week. Aaron, I think you and I just gotta do a good Niners rant. I feel like every so often you need to just get, you gotta get the anger out of your system. Sometimes people get a punching bag. So let's do a little Niners rant. Let's just talk about Aaron and I. Well, actually, the three of us, we were at the Niners game. Maybe I'll actually put in a clip of us at the 49ers game with the monsoon going on. Put that in right there.
Hey boys, me and you just hit our Drew Lock picks.
Dude,
how's it feel?
I feel fantastic. I just completely forgot about all this, how wet I am right now. And it's not from Carson Wentz's interceptions. It's
a little Varun cameo.
Yeah.
All right, Lemeter, how do you feel about me and you picked the Titans over the Chiefs and we were correct?
Back.
That's all I gotta say, We're putting this in the podcast so they can know what we went through. And this was horrible. What'd you say?
Oh, wait,
oh my God. Oh no.
I got water in the camera now, I think.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Oh, it's bad. All right, I'm stopping.
No,
or you think you keep going?
No, I think that actually shows the conditions that we're in right now. I don't look too bad. It doesn't look like I'm that wet.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Look at this.
What are you guys' thoughts on leaving?
What'd you say?
I don't want to leave.
You don't want to leave?
I just want to leave.
Vern says he wants to leave his seat. So.
I was saying, what are your thoughts on leaving? Because I don't want to leave.
Right here,
No, I'm down to just go from inside.
Let's watch Jimmy throw his pick real quick.
You know from down under? Yeah. We can watch from the stands over there.
Nah, man.
Jimmy. I don't know.
And not saying Nate Suffolk will make that, but Nate Suffolk has made those before.
Okay, we'll put this at the end of the podcast.
Okay. Yeah, so we were at the game. It was cold. We were wet. We were disappointed. Carson Wentz, Carson Elites. Jimmy bench him. But yeah, let's just overall maybe we'll just talk about a little bit about the 49ers, the state of the season. We'll talk about just the game.
Season's fucked.
The season's fucked. Yeah. All right, let's get into Aaron. Yeah, the season's fucked. Go ahead. The floor is yours. Why is the season fucked?
Well, I don't know what the hell's going on with Kyle Shanahan's play calling right now. And I don't know what the hell's going on with his ego right now either. I mean, I don't want to like call him out like that because
No, and I think we got to call him out for one thing. I'll say the play calling. Have you seen there's a few clips people are circulating on Twitter where it's literally like actually it worked. He had a play. It was the one where Jimmy threw this like really shitty pass and like Debo caught up and then it got called back because Ross Dwelly they had a holding on him. Brandon Ayuk was actually running a post wide open, and if Jimmy just looked like just up a little bit, had a wide open. That was an 80-yard touchdown. And then there was another one on that last drive where the Niners were down, I think it was like 3 minutes left and they were down by 5. And then that's where Jimmy forced the fucking ball to Debo Samuel and it was an interception. You know the one I'm talking about where he forces it to the left. If he looks just to the right, literally at the same time as he throws it, like as he's about to throw to Debo, Mohamed Sanu's wide open. Like there's literally no corner around him within like 10 feet, and that would have been probably the game-winning touchdown. I mean, it would still lead to Colts with like 2 minutes, 2-ish minutes, or like 2:50 or something, like 2:45. But yeah, it would have been a touchdown. Or at least we would have been up in that. But yeah, Jimmy Garoppolo fucking, and then he forced that into like quadruple coverage. Like I'm just gonna say this: Kyle Shanahan, elite play designer. I think he's even a pretty good play caller as well. Like, people might be hating on his, like, the Super Bowl where he went away from the run because that worked all in the playoffs and then all of a sudden he started passing a lot. But his plays work. Like, obviously, like we've seen this all the time where like he just draws guys like wide fucking open. Like there's literally I could have dropped it in with like how open some of these guys were. But like the thing is like the execution is horrible, and just the way like he throws Ayuk under the bus. Did you see his Trey Lance quote recently where he was like, they asked him like, oh, like, are you gonna put Trey Lance? It might be a good idea to like develop your rookie. And he's like, no, what? The only time I focus on developing rookies is once we're out of playoff contention. It's like, dude, like Shanahan, what the fuck, dude? You traded 3 first-rounders for this guy. Like, you should probably be paying him, not just being like, oh, like we're only gonna play this guy when there's like no reason to fucking play him anymore. I just don't get it. Yeah, Aaron, go ahead.
I don't either. But what I was saying about before you.
Sorry, I had to get that out. So when you go, I just had those like 2 thoughts in the back. I was like, I had to get out the fucking 2 wide open fucking touchdowns. Jimmy just completely wasn't even looking there.
I know, but like when I was talking about the play call, I just feel like it's just been really like conservative, and maybe that's just Jimmy G just making it look shitty. I don't know, but just that's from what I've seen. And on top of that, like the whole Brandon Ayuk thing is weird because like is Juwan Jennings, Mohamed Sanu really better? It seems like Shanahan's just like trying to like turn Juwan Jennings and like Mohamed Sanu into like good receivers for like just like to prove that he's fucking right for Brandon Ayuk at this point.
Well, he's doing the same thing on the defense too. He's fucking playing Drake Kirkpatrick when the Diameter Lenore looked really actually like he looked really good in preseason, and he looked like in his brief starts like this season so far, he's looked pretty fucking good. Like for being, well, I think what was he, like a 5th or 6th round rookie? He's looked really fucking good. And Drake Kirkpatrick has been the opposite of good. Literally fucking like what was it? Michael Pittman literally was just exposing fucking Drake Kirkpatrick. That last touchdown, literally Drake Kirkpatrick just like looked up for a second and fucking like just put his hand there. That wouldn't have been a fucking touchdown. And like Michael Pittman just got up, fucking mossed him and took it to, like 5 more yards for a touchdown. But it's the weird personnel decision. And then you're right, it's the whole like he gets super conservative, before we used to see like an aggressive 49ers, like they're running a little bit and they're gonna take a deep shot. There's no more deep shots, none of that shit. And I think that might be just to do with just Jimmy Garoppolo. Like
I think so too.
He had like Brandon Ayuk right there wide open, a deep shot, 80-yard touchdown, didn't take it. Same thing with Mohamed Sanu. He didn't even look at Mohamed Sanu. So I think
another thing was Shanahan didn't adjust his play calling at all when Trey Lance was in quarterback for the Cardinals game.
Well, with the Trey Lance, it was the weirdest play call. He adjusted it, but he adjusted it in like such a weird, like he completely took it like a 180 from his play call. Like what he calls for Jimmy, he did like a complete 180, and it was just like every throw was difficult for Trey.
Yeah,
nobody was open. They were running him fucking just up the middle, like with this, like just trying to get him CTE and shit like that. It was completely the reverse of the Jimmy, where like, oh, he gets easy check down. Then Jimmy gets like he dials him up like one of those like deep shots. Use the run game a lot. Just keep Jimmy in the pocket. Get like plays where you can get the ball out quickly. And then Trey's the opposite. It's like every play takes forever to fucking, so he has to stand in the pocket for forever. Every play, if they're doing the fucking read option, it's like nobody's fooled by it. I don't know, dude. It's strange. I agree. The play calling, the play decision making is strange. I think the designs are still really fucking good. And I think let's say this, for example, hypothetically speaking, if Shanahan gets fired from the Niners, which it could very well be, like right now they were showing he has the same amount of wins as Matt Nagy, despite I think being a coach for 1 more year than him. And his winning percentage on the 49ers is now below Jim Tomsula. So that's interesting.
Also, isn't he like the longest tenured coach without like something? It was him and Mike Tomlin, or just like something, I might be confusing. I wish I remembered that stat, but it's something about him like the least amount of playoff appearances, like as like a head coach or something during
Well,
that
that
time.
can't be. I mean, like Adam Gase with the fucking
No, I mean currently still. With the
Oh,
job.
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. I
Yeah.
think so. Because I'm trying to think like who else has been like in the league, head coach for 4 years and like made the playoffs once only.
Yeah, I think it's him and Mike Tomlin. I think that.
Well,
could
the
be
thing
on
is
there.
like you look at all these other like offensive like geniuses, like they get like picked up like Zach Taylor right now with the Bengals. They're doing a pretty good job. We've seen Matt LaFleur. He's done a really good job with the Packers and all that. Like they managed like all this drama in the offseason with like Aaron Rodgers, is he retiring or not? And they've only had one loss in the season. And it was just like whatever. They just played like shit against the Saints that week one ever since they looked really good. Sean McVay, obviously, I mean, now I think it's fairly clear he's been because they both got hired at the same time. I think Sean McVay probably was the better hire. Like you can say that they like McVay initially inherited a better roster, but it's been 4 years now. Like the Niners have had enough time to like rebuild the roster and all that.
Yeah, and also Javon Kinlaw's out for the year now.
Well, Javon Gilliard, yeah, like who would have thought when you draft a fucking guy who had knee issues in college and he's like super fucking fat, like you drafted a dude who's overweight and has knee issues, and he's gonna have knee issues in the fucking NFL. Like who could have fucking thought? Like who would have thought?
Yeah, man.
But the thing is, like,
Defoe or CD Lamb better.
Well, no, the thing is, like, I know Defoe for sure, but like CD Lamb with the way that he's using Ayuk, I mean, fucking a like.
No, that's true.
Like,
that's true.
Who would think that CD Lamb, maybe he's fucking right now, and like everyone's talking like, wow, what a bust CD Lamb was. Like, holy shit, look how good Brandon Ayuk looks in the fucking Cowboys. Like, what if that's the case?
God, that would be so sad, man.
So that's what I'm saying. But like this whole like thing is just weird. Like they draft fucking Trey Sermon. He actually looked good the last 2 weeks against the Seahawks and the Cardinals. He looked pretty good. Elijah Mitchell comes back now. They didn't use him a single time. They didn't use. He was not there a single time. Like, what's the point? You trade up for this dude like in the second round. Like, what the fuck is the point of drafting this guy if you're not going to use him? And then the other thing, is that whole thing, and then just this whole like whatever, like just the personnel decisions is weird because I guarantee you the moment Jeff Wilson comes back, Elijah Mitchell is going to stop like seeing the ball as much as he is, and Jeff Wilson's going to get the ball and all that.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's just very strange. And exactly like what you pointed out with like how like for some reason like everyone thought Trent Sherfield was going to be the guy. 81, like he looked really good in preseason. He hasn't been used at all either. So like it's been Mohamed Sanu and fucking Juwan Jennings, and yeah, like it's like who the fuck would have thought like these would be the guys. And the worst part is that like last week was the epitome of just Niners players who used to be in the Niners who maybe didn't look super good or they look fine, but just balling out on other teams. We saw Kendrick Bourne has been pretty good for the Patriots. We've seen Dante Pettis. He now has more catches than Brandon Ayuk on the season in one game. And I believe his totals, he's only played 2 games now for the Giants, and he has 10 less yards than Brandon Ayuk, and Brandon Ayuk has had 7 games. And then DeForest Buckner obviously capped it off with a cherry on top, getting a sack on Jimmy Garoppolo to end the game.
That was beautiful. That was honestly great.
So like I don't understand the issues because like the Niners have drafted like some decent players. Like they miss it a lot. Like if we're being honest, like let's run like Solomon Thomas bad, Reuben Foster bad, Mike McGlinchey. I mean it's not as bad as those two. It's not as bad as those two, but still not necessarily a good pick. Like with like guys who were like Minkah Fitzpatrick and Shia who were available, probably would have been better. Then the following year, Nick Bosa. I mean, that was kind of like a gimme pick right after Kyler Murray. Everyone knew it was going to be Nick Bosa. So like, I mean, he's good. So I'm not going to say anything against that. And then Javon Kinlaw bad so far. I mean, his career's not over, but so far he's done nothing. He's pretty much done exactly what Solomon Thomas did, except Solomon Thomas, I guess, was healthy. So like that's probably worse for Solomon Thomas. And then Brandon Ayuk, which looked good and now looks bad. And then this year, Trey Lance, who at first like he doesn't want to start, then he keeps Jimmy, and then now it's like, oh, this seems like the perfect opportunity. Hey, let's put Trey in. Nope, keeping Jimmy in. Even though Trey, like, have you seen those videos in practice today? He didn't look like his knee is an issue at all. Like he was.
Oh no, yeah, he looked pretty solid, but that was only one clip, so we don't know the whole thing.
I agree, but just like. Listen, like Matt Nagy got a lot of shit for like everything he's done in his whole career and all that as a coach for the Bears, but like as much as he was talking about Andy Dalton, remember the first couple of weeks, he's like, oh, Andy's our starter. The moment Justin Fields looked even half decent, he cut the fucking cord on that shit and said, no, fuck that. Like Justin Fields is our starter. He's the future.
Yeah.
And I feel like, okay, like you can say like, oh, Matt Nagy, he's just doing that because he wants to extend his job. He's just doing that like more of like a job security thing. Like maybe he doesn't actually believe in Justin Fields, but it's more like, hey, like you can't fire me. Like Justin Fields just has, he didn't even start it for a whole like year. Like let's see what he looks like in my offense for a full year. Maybe Matt Nagy's doing that. But like, if we're being honest, Kyle Shanahan might be in the hot seat too. Like the Niners, the direction they're heading at, and like here, I wanted to read you off the rest of the schedule. Like the Niners very well might have like a top 5 like pick in the draft.
I know, the
they're not
schedule's
going to
looking
have it.
tough.
It's going to be the fucking Dolphins who have it. But let me just read this out for you. So this week we're playing the Bears. I think that's a winnable game, especially with Khalil Mack not being he's not playing for the Bears this week. The following week is the Cardinals. The Cardinals haven't lost yet, and with the Packers, like all the receivers being out, kind of sounds like there might be
maybe
might continue. Then the week after that is the Rams, who have only lost once, and that was to
Cardinals.
Cardinals. Yeah, I was gonna say the Buccaneers, and they beat the Cardinals. So that's probably gonna be an L as well. The week after that is the Jaguars. So I think we can beat the Jaguars.
Dude, imagine Trevor Lawrence dotting us up and like Urban Meyer on the side.
That would be. I mean, that would be like that's. I think the nail in the coffin for Shanahan's fucking tenure with the Niners. If that's the case. The week after that is the Vikings Niners. So that one I think is the most like that could be like a toss up. Like if you asked me this like in the beginning of the season, like yeah, we're gonna beat the Vikings. The Vikings aren't bad. Like I think this is a toss up. Like right? Am I wrong for saying that?
I don't know. I'm kind of leaning towards the Vikings at this point. Honestly, Kirk Cousins.
That's what I was gonna say. I think it might be the Vikings. Then next game is the Seahawks, but I'm pretty sure Russell Wilson's gonna be back by then already. So that's probably gonna be an L as well, just because the Seahawks actually look pretty good with Russell Wilson there. Like their offense right now looks awful, but it like with Russell Wilson, it's a completely different story. The week after that is the Bengals, which if you asked me at the beginning of the season, I would have thought like this. Oh, this is gonna be easy. The Bengals fucking suck. The Bengals are good. They just beat the fucking Ravens. And then the week after that is the Falcons. That's probably gonna be a win. Week after that is the Titans. That's probably going to be an L. Then we get the Texans. That'll be a win. And then the Rams is going to be another L. So, like, out of the next whatever, what is this?
We always play good against the Rams for no reason, though. So,
7,
I mean, like,
8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, you're right. Out of the next 11 games, I think the only guaranteed wins that I'm looking at here are the Texans, the Falcons, and the Jaguars.
Honestly, maybe with Tyrod back for the Texans, that as horrible as this sounds,
what do they? I mean, that's a Shanahan career ender for sure. If we lose this is week 17, I believe. Yeah, week 17 to the Texans, January 2nd, because there's regular season football in January now. That's kind of strange. Yeah, if we lose to the fucking Texans, then I think that for sure cements that like, hey, Shanahan, like you gotta get.
That's. I never thought this is the way we'd be trending, honestly, at all.
I didn't either, and I'm not necessarily like I don't want to say because I've seen people on Twitter who are like, oh, like anti Shanahan and stuff. I'm not there yet. Like I'm not
either. I'm just questioning what he's doing this year.
I'm questioning what he's doing. I'm a little bit anti John Lynch right now, just because I'm not understanding like some of the front office decisions have been horrible, which is like with what we saw with Defoe, how they handle that shit, and then with the draft, because like it seems like I don't know the vibe, Aaron. Maybe you see it differently. But I feel like Trey Lance might have not been who Shanahan wanted, because just the way that he talks about him doesn't sound like a guy who, a head coach. Remember what they were saying, like, oh, when we were leaving Justin Fields' pro day, Shanahan was already drawing a place for Trey Lance on the private jet or something. Like that's what John Lynch said, and how like Shanahan loved Trey Lance so much that he wanted to trade up 3 first rounders to fucking get Trey Lance.
Do you think that's bullshit?
Well, if you love him so fucking much, wouldn't you play him like in that? Like I feel like this is
true.
time to play him. Like I don't know, like maybe the Mac Jones rumors were right. That's all. I'm starting to get a little bit of a hint. Maybe the Mac Jones rumors are right.
He looks pretty good so far. Mac Jones does.
He looks like a better Jimmy. That's what he looks like, and it sounds like maybe that's what fucking Kyle wanted. I don't know. And yeah, do you have anything else to add? Because that's where I'm at right now. This is week 8. Now we're going into not really the midseason yet. It would have been the midseason in a regular week, but since the 17 game schedule, not yet midseason. But yeah, I don't know. The Niners, they suck. I think so.
Yeah, I mean. Deshaun Watson to the Niners? No, I'm kidding.
No. Deshaun Watson to the Dolphins, though. You want to talk about that for a second? Like, how strange is that? Like, did you see that tweet where like they have the trade already agreed to, but they're waiting on getting more information? It's like, what more information are you gonna get? Like the case is supposed to be next year. Like he's not gonna go to court until like.
What's the trade deadline? Is it this week or week after? No, it's like November 2nd.
The second, which is next Tuesday.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think.
If I'm the Dolphins, so here's the thing. Schefter, I saw he was on the Blank Blank show, the Pat McAfee.
Mr. Editor.
Yeah. Oh, so and he said that Roger Goodell pretty much was like, yeah, like if you trade him right now, we're not going to suspend him. We'll only suspend him once something comes out. So like, and that like I think his court case is supposed to be either later this year or I think it's even I feel like next year. I think it's 2022 is when his court case is supposed to happen. So you can potentially have him for the rest of the season. So like if I'm the Dolphins or like the Panthers and you want to really turn your season around and you want to have any chance of making the playoffs. I mean, I think, is it that bad of a move to trade for Deshaun Watson? Like, I don't know.
I mean, if you're the Dolphins, I get it for the Panthers. I don't think the Dolphins
Panthers, I do get, but and then did you see that he only wants to waive his no trade clause for the Dolphins? I don't know.
Is that true? Who even knows at this point, man?
Yeah.
But if you're the Dolphins, you're 1-6. You're probably not making the playoffs, and Deshaun Watson, for all you can know, could be suspended in the near future. Why would you trade 3 first-round picks just for him to play, potentially not even make the wild card, and then just have him suspended? That doesn't make much sense.
Or potentially go to prison, like a worse.
Yeah, worse potentially go to prison. So I mean, like, I don't think that's worth
Dolphins. I don't understand, but that's the team that, like, apparently, like, if he's going anywhere, it sounds like the Dolphins.
I've been hearing that shit since fucking before the fucking allegations came out. So I mean, like, if we're gonna see it, like, I don't believe it at this point. I don't believe anything. I think.
Well, but the thing is, before we saw from like not like the high level journalists, but I just saw that Schefter was saying like, yeah, there's ever a time for Deshaun Watson to get traded. Like right now is it? And so it sounds like, I mean, you could be right. Like we heard Aaron Rodgers like, oh, his retirement is imminent. Like he's gonna retire any second now, or he's gonna fucking get traded to the Broncos any second now, and it never fucking happened. So like I could agree with you. Like maybe it's the same thing with Deshaun Watson. But yeah, I mean, at least I'd be interested for fantasy reasons, for fantasy purposes. Like the Dolphins would benefit with having Deshaun Watson. The Panthers, I agree. Like if the Panthers got Deshaun Watson, I think they're a playoff team. Their defense is really good, especially with McCaffrey coming back. Yeah.
Remember when everyone was talking about how Sam Darnold is like the next like fucking great quarterback now?
Yeah, I fucking have him in fantasy football for because I have Russell Wilson in 2 leagues and he's an IR. So, you know, I got to do my limiter thing, talk about my fantasy team. But yeah, I've had fucking Sam Darnold now starting. And I think Tua is who I'm going to be playing this week. That sounds like not fun.
Tough.
Yeah.
Not fun.
Yeah, definitely not fun. But yeah, let's, you know, that's Niners. That's our Niners rant. Let's get into actually talking about week 7. Let's recap that. So let's start off. We already kind of talked about the Colts Niners game. Shitty. But let's talk about a little bit, you know, something a little bit more pressing. Chiefs Titans. Aaron, is it? Do you think it's time to close the book on the Chiefs? Is it too late for the Chiefs?
No, it's not. It's not too late for the Chiefs. But I will say, if they even let the Giants have any like chance in this game, I think it's time, because it's their defense. You see, is like last in like every stat.
I agree. So before you get into that, let me just read you off this real quick. So even if we're talking about like not just even like morally speaking, if they lose to the Giants right here, they have a fairly tough, like they're playing afterwards the Packers, they're playing the Raiders, they're playing the Cowboys, and then they play the Chargers again like a few weeks later, and then they play the Bengals as well. So like they're playing some good teams. They're not playing like this isn't some fucking like you're just playing the Jets or the Giants and fucking the Eagles type or like the Lions and Texans. These aren't just easy ass fucking teams that they're playing against. If they lose to the Giants here, I think it could be likely that we might not see the Chiefs in the playoffs. I think so, but I think if they win this game and like let's say their offense all of a sudden just catch a little momentum. And if they're able to beat the fucking Packers, all of a sudden I'm fucking back on the Chiefs. I think that they figured it out. Like,
yeah, no, I mean they need to fix that defense. I don't know what the hell they do, but I mean you're not going to win with all those fucking like 32nd in total points, 32nd in like first downs, 31st, and a bunch of other shit.
The Seahawks did last year. They made the playoffs with like a historically shitty defense, right?
Yeah, but what'd they do?
Hey, at least they made it. We're right now asking if the Chiefs are even going to make the playoffs.
I mean, the way Mahomes is playing right now, he's playing Carson Wentz-esque. There's something I never thought I'd say.
But I don't think he is though. Like if you look at a lot of his interceptions, they're not like horrible.
Not his fault. No, but you see some of the fucking plays where he's getting sacked.
The Washington football team, that was awful. There's one where he forces it to Kelsey against the Chargers, and he that was awful.
What I'm saying is he's just trying to force the ball because he feels like the defense isn't going to help him out, so he feels like he has to do everything himself, which is not a good mentality to have. That being said, the Giants looked pretty good last week.
Yeah.
You
and I both predicted like we both said the Panthers were going to like beat them, and they didn't. Lemire picked the Giants. That ended up working out for him. But
it's concerning.
It is concerning. If they lose to the Giants, and I'm with you. I think it's time to like reconsider a lot of things. Yeah. But I think one of the issues, I think even more than just the defense, is the lack of any run game. Like the moment they lost Clyde, they don't run the ball anymore. Like they ran against Washington, but like that's Washington. Like, you know, they're just super underperforming. Their defense looks awful.
I don't know what happened.
Washington football team has just looked horrible. The Giants, I mean, their interior D line is not bad. Like that's just the thing. Like I feel like if the Chiefs really want to turn it around, Marlon Mack, everyone's saying that the Colts want to trade him away just because they, you know, he was pretty good with them when he was starting, and now they have Jonathan Taylor. There's really no need for him. I think the Chiefs could maybe if let's say it's like a 6-man or some shit like that. I would trade him for Marlon Mack right now, just because like Andy Reid's like when we're talking about like when the offense I guess last few years not really hasn't been the thing, but like even with Kareem Hunt and then years prior with Jamal Charles and stuff like that. Andy Reid likes having a good running back, and like he needs like the run game is like very much like you, right? That's the whole like cliche. The run sets a pass. You need the run game, and the Chiefs have no run game right now. Literally, like I think the last 2 games, Patrick Mahomes has been their leading rusher. So like that just shows you like what the run game is right now.
Yeah, I mean it's really rough for the Chiefs right now. It could be Super Bowl loss syndrome, but like I don't really know what the fuck is happening.
I mean, I think it's more just they lost this. They have no run game. Their offensive line is super young because they had to replace a bunch of guys with rookies. They have like 3 rookies in their offensive line.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit of that, and then their defense is just awful. Their defense is horrible.
Yeah, defense is off, and also Mahomes and Kelsey's contracts are going to start taking bigger hits in like the coming years. So I think it's a little concerning.
Well, that's different than so like the Mahomes contract thing. I feel like is slightly overstated just because like the way he took his contract actually isn't pretty team friendly. Because like it's like you see the 500 million is like holy shit, it's huge, but his year by year shit is like fixed. So like his like I think like whatever if you look like what he makes in like 5 years or like 4 years or some shit like that number right now looks huge. But like with how like every year the NFL fucking like it increases and increases. I could totally see like in like 4 or 5 years Patrick Mahomes not even having like a top 10 most expensive quarterback contract just because of the fact that like he fixed it in right now and with like how it's increasing and shit like that. Like we saw Jimmy Garoppolo like was like just because like he struck when the market was hot and he had like he was getting paid more than like Tom Brady and he was getting paid more than like Drew Brees and shit like that. Yeah. I could totally see that same situation being with Mahomes just because like he took that long-term deal. But yeah, no, I'm with you. I think what the Chiefs need to do, they got to beat the Giants this week for sure. You got to fucking, I mean, if I'm the Chiefs, you got to pull out every fucking thing you have. Like just every fucking trick you have to just destroy the Giants. And you got to get your mojo kind of, you got to get your momentum back. You got to start feeling a little bit better. That's how Patrick Mahomes was he was on the Dan Patrick show. Like Patrick Mahomes is doing like press tours now on radio shows talking about the Chiefs and shit like that. Like you don't want to be doing that. Like no Super Bowl team is doing that. That's a team that's like not meeting expectations and storylines around that. So I think they got to beat the Giants. Get your kind of momentum back, get a little confidence because like I think Kelsey and Tyreek Hill, you don't see them being like feeling as dominant as they used or as they were last year even.
Yeah, no.
Get your dominance back against the Giants, and I think if you can beat the Packers, all of a sudden I think you have enough like you got enough fire. You can and especially if you can get Marlon Mack. You have Marlon Mack, and then when Clyde comes back, you have that like kind of like those 2 running backs. And now you have a better run game for sure now. And I think the Chiefs, I mean, their defense is always going to be ass. And like, there's no real quick fix to that. Like, that's going to be something you have to address like in the offseason. But I think if you get the offense good enough, I don't think they're Super Bowl like a contender, like as much of a dynasty as they were, whatever, like the last 2 years where like, they're like, oh, nobody can fucking beat the Chiefs. Like this is a team, like it's going to take like a fluke game. Like if you put the Chiefs and the Buccaneers in a 7-game series last year, I think the Chiefs probably would have won that, but the Buccaneers just had a better game plan and all that. I can't say the same thing about the Chiefs anymore this year. Like, I don't think the Chiefs are like that, where they're like, oh, they can be any team whenever they want. It just happens to be like, hey, like we catch them on off night. Like they're just not that indestructible as they were the last couple of years.
No, definitely not. That defense is the worst in the NFL. So
I guess maybe the only thing you can hope for is Chris Jones when he comes back, and like Frank Clark is injured as well. So I guess maybe those guys come back and they help out a little bit. But yeah, their defense is what you're going to need to do is you need that offense to be pretty much perfect. And that's the only way that I think they can.
Yeah, Mahomes is starting to look like a Brett Favre now, which is
well, he's looking like Aaron. You brought us up a few episodes ago. Maybe we were just talking where he looked like Aaron Rodgers from a few years ago.
Oh, no, he does. Yeah,
he's like yeah. I know the expectations are supposed to be that I'm like a top echelon quarterback, like a top 2 fucking quarterback. And like right now my team's not performing like that. So hey, I gotta put the fucking burden on, I gotta put the team on my back and I gotta do everything. And the thing is like you can't do that. That's not how football works. Like basketball, you can do that. You can't do that in football.
Oh, definitely not. Like you basically the only way the Chiefs can solve this problem is maybe if they trade for Aaron Jones and then he can carry Patrick Mahomes like he carries Aaron Rodgers.
That's what Aaron, you stole exactly. That's what I was thinking with maybe a Marlon Mack. Like maybe like Marlon Mack's not as good as Aaron Jones, but once you get a Marlon Mack Clyde combination, maybe they can combine to both carry Patrick Mahomes the way that Aaron Jones has been carrying Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right, let's talk about the next game that I kind of wanted to look at. Bengals Ravens. That was my Drew Lock pick last week. Got that. Thank you, Aaron. You had the Titans against the Chiefs.
Thank you.
I'll give you your standing ovation as well. But let's just talk about this for a second. Who would you say is the best team in the AFC? Because like it was whatever. If you asked me 3 weeks ago, it was or the national consensus was the Chargers. Then 2 weeks ago, it was the Ravens. Then a week ago, it was the Titans. And now, I mean, the Titans Titans won, and the Bengals beat the Ravens. So like, could it be the Bengals now? Like, I don't know.
I don't think it's the Bengals.
I don't think so either.
But let me tell you this. I have no fucking idea who it is. And I think that's great.
I love that. That's great. The AFC is the opposite. The NFC has been like super top heavy. It's the NFC is like the Cardinals, the Packers, and the Buccaneers, and that's pretty much it. Like
I know, yeah,
the Rams and the Rams.
In the AFC, it used to be just like Patriots, Chiefs, and now it's like
there's a shit
wide open for anyone. So like, I mean, it's exciting, and I think that's great.
Yeah.
The Ravens are impossible to fucking predict. That's why I took them, because I'm just like, you know what? You guys tell me I slander Lamar. I'm a big Lamar guy. I love Lamar.
Let's talk about it. Yeah. What do you think is like the Ravens got destroyed? Like they were in it in the first half, and in that second half, the Bengals just fucking went on, like it wasn't even close in the second half.
No, it was not.
Does that change your like? Do you think the Bengals do you think the Ravens, like if you asked me a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I think we were talking about like, hey, could the Ravens be a Super Bowl contender even with all these injuries and stuff like that? Do you still view the Ravens that same way, or has that changed now after this game?
I'm starting to get a better sense of who they are as a team, but I still think they can contend. But I think they're like a divisional round playoff team. I think that's their peak. But
that's the vibe that I get to. I think they can get into the playoffs. I think they will get into the playoffs for sure. But I'm not sure like how far they're going to go. And I think the other question is now that I'm more interested in, Aaron, do you think how many teams from the AFC North make it? Because the Browns right now they're on a losing streak with Baker Mayfield potentially not being able to play this week either. And I mean he might need surgery or something like that, so he might be out for like a while. The Steelers obviously they're good, but they're not the Steelers that we knew whatever from a few years ago. But right now, I feel that like the Bengals and the Ravens are at the top. Do you think a third team makes it?
So I'm gonna do a quick calculations in my head because I'm used to there being 6 teams in the playoffs. So let's see. So 1 for every division, 4 obviously. Oh, then it's just 3 wild cards. Then if 2 teams make it, that's 2.
Do you want me to look up the NFL standings right now? I can give you that.
Yeah, I think honestly, I feel like only the Bengals and the Ravens make the playoffs in the AFC.
Well, so let's do this real quick. So 7 teams make it, correct? Yeah. Right, we're on that. So the Bills right now are the top of the AFC East. Probably going to stay that way. The Raiders are right now the top of the AFC West. I don't know about that staying that way, but yeah, Raiders. The Bengals are the top of the North, and the Titans are the top of the South. So those are the 4 teams that win that automatically will make it in. And then now we got the wild card teams, which would be the Ravens right now. And then it'd be the Chargers and the Browns.
I'd say only the Bengals and the Ravens make it.
Do you think the Browns make it out? Right now, the teams that are kind of on the outside looking in, the Colts are 3-4, the Steelers are 3-3, the Chiefs are 3-4, and the Patriots are 3-4.
I'd say maybe if Mahomes figures it out, he takes that last wild card spot from the Browns.
I think it could be the Chiefs, and also I think the Colts, like, they're not horrible. I think their defense is pretty good, and like they just run the fucking ball. Like if like Carson Wentz can just play like half decent, which is what he did against the Niners.
Yeah,
I don't think they're that bad either.
No, they're not. And can I say something? Like after that Niners game, we attended watching Carson Wentz beat my favorite team, and
I was waiting for this, Aaron. I was waiting for this moment.
Many people may not know this, but I'm a big Carson Wentz hater. After watching that, I have no energy to hate him as hard as I do.
Say it, Aaron. Say it. You got to say what you said. You got to stick with your word.
What was my word?
Who are you going to pick against every single week?
Oh, I said if Carson Wentz beats the 49ers, I would pick against the Niners every single week remaining on the podcast. So I don't know. I guess I have to stick to that.
We'll see. We'll see how that goes.
But yeah, I just want to say Carson Wentz is I do not hate him as much anymore.
He's half decent. You could say he's all right.
I still think he's pretty bad. I got so choked up talking about, like, my body just like freaked out because I said Carson Wentz was not that
gross.
bad.
What the fuck? Yeah.
And like now I just like shit down the wrong throat. It's just rough out here. But Carson Wentz, if he plays like that, I think the Colts potentially could make the playoffs. But
yeah, no, I agree with you. Let's do one real quick one, and this is more like let's just talk about the game because the Raiders-Eagles game wasn't really that close. The Raiders right now are the top of the AFC West. Are they good? Like, could the Raiders maybe fucking make it the playoffs?
I think so.
Do you think the Raiders? So like the first year, or I guess they started with John Gruden, but the first year without John Gruden finishing the season as a head coach, they're gonna make the playoffs.
I don't think they're half bad, honestly.
I don't think so either. I think their defense is pretty good. Derek Carr is playing very good. Like he's probably playing his best season since the 2016 2016 season. Yeah. Okay, so Raiders not bad. I think that's our analysis here. Raiders not bad.
I think they can make it. I mean, I like their head coach right now. I don't know his name, unfortunately.
I'm horrible. Yeah, what's his name? Rich something. Raiders head coach.
Sirianni or something.
Rich Bisaccia.
Bisaccia, that's what it was.
There you go. Okay. Do you think the Raiders stay at the top of the AFC West, or is it the Chargers or the Chiefs?
I think the Chargers or the Chiefs potentially pull away. But with the way the Chiefs are headed right now, I'm gonna know how I feel about the Chiefs after next week's game. Yeah.
It's 5-2 for the Raiders, 4-2 for the Chargers, 3-4 for the Chiefs. So like,
I'm gonna know how I feel about the Chiefs after this game against the Giants, but
I agree. I think
I
these
think-
next 2 weeks completely predict either if the Chiefs are going to be any good or they're done for the season.
yeah, so I feel like the Chargers Chiefs could sneak it. I wouldn't count the Raiders out. I think the Raiders are a wild card team as of right now, but we'll see how things tread.
Okay, I like that. So then let's move on to actually talking about our picks for next week for week 8. Aaron, do you want to hear? Let me.
I would love to hear that. I'd love to hear the standings. I picked last week was I didn't pick 2 crazy this week. I don't think.
Yeah, so I won 9-5 this week. It would have been 8-5, but I got my Drew Lock pick correct.
Let's go.
Which not very good compared to you two. Aaron, you won 10-4.
Ooh.
Which would have been 9-4 if it wasn't for you getting a Drew Lock pick correct, the Titans. And Lemeter, 10-3, no Drew Lock pick, but he 10-3 had the same amount of wins as you. 10-3 for Lemeter, yeah. All he got wrong, I believe, was the Niners. He got what?
The Falcons game. We picked the Dolphins.
Falcons he got wrong, and then I think there was one other game that Aaron, I think you and I chose correctly, and he did not. But
what was it? Let's see.
I can pull that up right now.
I'm gonna get it before you. We're slow.
No, go ahead, Aaron, because I already changed. That's fine.
Let's see. He picked the.
Did he pick the Eagles? I think he might have picked the Eagles.
No, he picked the Raiders. What the hell did he do? Oh, he Jets.
The Jets. Yeah. Drew Lock pick. Yep, the Jets. But yeah, he got
Joe Flacco starting for the Jets now. I think that changes everything.
Is he officially? I don't think he's officially starting.
Zach Wilson's out though.
No, but I think they announced that Mike White is going to be starting at least for.
That's fucking lame.
Dude, I know we need to lead Joe Flacco, dude. Is Joe Flacco?
Dude, if Joe Flacco starts Jets Super Bowl contender.
I think so too.
They beat the Niners because we turned the season around somehow. Then the lights go out in the stadium, and then Joe Flacco fucking sends us home.
Well, the only chance we beat them is because the Jets are already in playoff contention, so they're benching the starters. So then maybe that's the only way that maybe we beat them.
Exactly.
All right, let's talk about week 8 now. So we start off always with the Thursday night game. Packers.
What's our total records?
Oh, my bad. Yeah. Let me give you total records. I am at 64-46. Aaron, you're at 70-39, so you're 6 above me. And Lemeter is at 67-42. He's 3 above me. Ooh. So Lemeter was 2 above me. You guys both got 1 over me. You and Lemeter, since you guys both got 10 wins, you guys stay deadlocked to the same. I think, you have a difference of 3 between the two of you guys. And before I had 2. Difference of 2 with Lemeter and a difference of 5 with you, and now it's a difference of 6 and 3. So yeah.
Hey, I'm seeing the board very clearly right now.
And I'm telling you, I feel like I'm seeing it clearly, but it feels like maybe I'm looking through I don't even know, like the glasses that I have on, maybe they're a little foggy. I think that might be it.
That's what you think.
You wear a mask, it gets a little foggy.
Of course.
But you know what, Aaron? I'm going anti-masker today. No mask.
Let's go. I'm sending my kids to school with no mask on.
I'm seeing the boards super clearly right now. And let's start us off. Packers, Cardinals. Packers have pretty much every single one of the receivers out with COVID. Aaron, go ahead. Who do you think is winning?
Which isn't real, by the way. No, I'm kidding. That's a joke. I do not think that. Give me the Cardinals. I really like how they look. Rodgers still has Aaron Jones to carry him.
Yes.
He's without Devontae Adams, without the Lizard King. Yeah. I tried to pick up Randall Cobb in fantasy. Still haven't checked if that worked or not.
I think you did. I think you got him. I think I saw that.
Let's go. Big game for Randall Cobb.
Yeah.
Cardinals win though, because I
think the Cardinals would, and I honestly, is this all I take to say that I think even if Devontae Adams was there, I think the Cardinals win.
Oh.
I think the Cardinals defense looked very fucking good. It doesn't get talked about. And their offense, I mean, is electric. They have an electric offense.
Are you going to talk about your apology to Cliff Kingsbury? We're getting that right now.
I'm going to wait a little bit on that. Because I think he's getting carried by just Kyler Murray, just how because they still do this fucking just Kyler Murray runs around and fucking he throws it to some dude wide open. It's like, dude, like that.
You're saying it's not sustainable.
Exactly. Well, I'm saying I'm not necessarily sure it's sustainable yet. I'm doing my research on it. Doing your own research. I'm doing my own research on the Cardinals offense, and I'll get back to you.
Okay, we like that.
I'll get back to you if I believe in the Cardinals offense or not.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, but as of now, I'll be taking the Cardinals though.
All right, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, let's do a few other ones. Steelers Browns. Let's do that one. That would have been. I'm just gonna say right now that would have been my Drew Lock pick, but it was the line is only 3.5. Browns are favored right now. We don't know necessarily the status on Baker Mayfield, but it's kind of the fun of this show. We don't necessarily know everything that's going to happen on Sunday.
I also don't know if Mahomes is fucking playing or not either.
Well, Mahomes, it sounds like I think it's more likely than not he is. Baker Mayfield, it sounds like it's way more questionable. That sounds way more 50-50 than the Mahomes one.
Yeah, for sure.
Go ahead. Steelers or Browns?
The Steelers have not looked good this year. I mean,
not, yeah.
do they have 3 wins right now, right?
Yes, they do.
So one more, if they get one more win, Lemeter's prediction is wrong already in this early in the season. So I feel like they're going to win just because of that. But something tells me to take the Browns here, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the Cleveland Browns. I think Steelers is very inconsistent. They're throwing swing passes to Najee Harris on 4th and 10. They're without Juju. Of course, the Browns without a ton of people, but I mean, they still looked pretty solid against the Broncos. Guaranteed. That's just, granted, that's just the Broncos.
It is the Broncos, yeah.
Teddy Bridgewater, they've just lost 4 straight games. Yeah, give me the Browns. I think with Baker Mayfield, I'm not sold on this one. I think this is going to go either way, but I think even with Case Keenum, I feel like they still have a chance to beat the Steelers team, which is completely just not working as a machine. Ben Roethlisberger just does not look good at all. Give me the Browns. Their defense is still pretty decent without some of the people gone.
Yeah,
their only bad game was against the Cardinals and Chargers, which they have very good offenses, and I feel like they can match up with the Steelers.
I mean, last week they didn't look pretty, last week Thursday Night Football, the Browns didn't look good. It's just the Broncos looked even worse.
Yeah, no, I get that, but I don't think the Steelers are going to match up with them that amazingly. So give me the Browns here.
Yeah, no. So I'm. This is very difficult for me because I think if Case Keenum starts, I think the Steelers win this. But if it's Baker Mayfield, I think the Browns probably win it. And especially with Nick Chubb, it sounds like he was practicing today, so I think he's going to be back. That changed a lot. If it was no Nick Chubb, I think it's the Steelers 1,000%. This is difficult, Aaron. This is a hard one. And let me quickly double check where they're playing at. They're playing in Ohio. Okay, I'm going to go with the Browns this time around. I'm going to go with the Browns. One more time, I'm going to let the Browns, I'm going to trust them. I'm going to say that Baker Mayfield is going to play. I'm going to say that Nick Chubb, he looks fine. Honestly. If he doesn't play, that's going to be very tough because Case Keenum looked bad. But they do have Nick Chubb now. Nick Chubb is,
Thanks for the pressure off my boy Case.
I agree. Exactly. So that's why I'm going to go with the Browns for now. Next week, I'll be reevaluating that for sure, though.
Okay.
That's it. I'm going to put a little star there to do, think about that for a second. Do my own research on that as well. Did a lot of research this episode.
A lot of research here.
Yeah. Aaron, let's do Titans Colts.
Just pick.
Let's do Titans Colts, and then we'll do pick.
You got the pick. All right, Titans Colts. Give me the Titans.
You're doing the Titans.
Give me Titans.
Dude, I don't. Why is the lines why is Indy favored by? This is
Indy's favored.
Yeah, right now the line is Indy -1. It makes zero sense to me.
Titans.
This is just like Vegas hasn't caught up maybe or something because the Chiefs also have been favored by crazy in every game. Hey, have you guys not seen the Chiefs don't look super good this year? I'm gonna go with the Titans as well. But dude, if this was, and I'm gonna say this right now, if this was a 3.5 if this was a 4 a 4-point underdog, I'd be taking the Colts easily because I could see the Colts winning this. This is a toss up for me.
Yeah, I still think that guy behind center holds him back a little bit. It's still there.
All right, Aaron, I don't like this though. You and I are so we're picking very similarly right now.
We are. We always do.
So let's do Aaron. Yeah, let's decide. What do you want the pick to be? I think we just got to choose the shittiest matchup possible, which right now speaking to me is Jaguars Seahawks. Sounds like a very shitty matchup.
Let's do Jaguars Seahawks.
I think Jaguars Seahawks would be the pick.
I feel like that's the only one.
If you want to quickly improv or something like that.
Okay.
We'll get the pick.
Okay, cool. All right. I'm going to say Jameis versus Geno was an elite matchup last night. I really liked watching that. Tom Brady on the Manning cast was also amazing. I really enjoyed hearing them talk to Peyton and Eli. And Marshawn's F-bomb, beautiful. I think Tom Brady was a better guest than Drew Brees, and I love Drew Brees. He's my favorite player growing up as a kid. But I think Tom Brady was a much more enjoyable guest. Also I liked when Peyton said Jeff Saturday likes getting spanked. Because I wish I could spank Jeff Saturday too myself. Okay, all right, you're back.
Aaron, don't we all? All right, pick. Aaron, it's finally here.
Okay, it's finally back.
It's had a hiatus. I think week 1 we had the pick, and then since week 1 we haven't had it. It's week 8 now. It's been 7 weeks.
That's been a long time.
It's back. It's a little.
I don't remember if it was right or not.
It was wrong. I think it picked the Giants over the Broncos, and I was wrong.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do right. We decided on what game did we decide? Jaguars Seahawks. Fucking A. Aaron, go ahead. 1.00 brain. You know the rules.
And then what's the other one called again?
Brain or 1.0?
Oh, brain is going to be Jacksonville because Urban Meyer gets brain at the local bars from 20-year-old girls. So,
I like that. You get brain. Is that what the kids say these days?
That's what they say. That's what the kids say.
Brain is the Jaguars. 1.00 is the Seahawks. Flipped. All right. Oh, no, you can't see
Can't
it.
even see what that says.
1.00 is what it picked. So the Seahawks.
Whoa.
I'm riding with the Seahawks. So I'm gonna say I'm riding with the
Hey,
Seahawks, Aaron.
Get your 12s up.
Go ahead.
I can't go against the pick here. Are you kidding me?
All
I
right.
gotta go. Geno Smith looked better than Jimmy Garoppolo last week, and I'll die about that.
Did he looked? Yeah, I mean Carson Wentz looked better. I wouldn't say that. I'm trying to think of a quarterback who looked worse than Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold looked worse.
And Justin Fields last week, but I can't.
Justin Fields too. There we go. So that's two. Good for Jimmy. He's only quarterback 30.
There you go. That's what we like to see.
Okay. You want to do one? No, fuck it. We'll save the rest for later.
Okay.
I think, right? Aaron, do you see any other matchup that you maybe want to talk about, or we just save it for the graphic?
We can save it for the graphic.
I think we save it for the graphic. Let's get into our Drew Lock picks.
Ooh.
This is Aaron, there's a lot of pressure on me. I've got in 2 in a row now. I believe I had a streak of like 6 or 7 last year.
It's like 5, I think.
5 maybe, yeah. I'm trying to see if I can get that one more time. You just got to go week by week, keep getting them streaks. Like you got to get those wins. Okay, you know what? Let's let Lemeter go first. Lemeter is going to go first. Lemeter's one is he decided to choose the Green Bay Packers against the Arizona Cardinals, right, Aaron?
Yeah, because he's a big cracker.
Yeah, we kind of ruined that. Aaron and I both chose against that. That's I'm not looking forward to seeing Aaron Rodgers throw to AJ Dillon as his wide receiver 1. Fucking Robert Tonyan, AJ Dillon,
and Randall Cobb gonna give you some fantasy points though.
Yep. You know what I haven't realized? Rob Tonyan has looked awful this year. Like I don't think he's had like 3 or 4 games where he's got less than 10 yards. Like if you draft him in fantasy,
I forgot about he even existed, honestly. So I mean that gives the show.
So I mean, hey, this could be his slap the mic. That could be his coming out game. Or not really coming out. He was good last year too, but like could be his coming out game for this year. This week. But yeah, I'm not gonna go with that. Aaron, do you want to go first, or can I go ahead?
You can do whatever you want. This is
all right.
Your show.
Fuck it, Aaron. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead.
Okay.
Aaron, I told you. I prefaced this. You want to put me on the clock, or just?
I'll put you on the clock. My mistake. Please reset the game clock.
Yes.
Where the fuck is it? It's been a while since it's Lemeter usually doing this. All right.
He usually does it.
Ready?
Yeah.
So it's a minute, right?
Let's do it. Yep. Put me on the clock.
Okay.
And I feel very gross doing this. Go ahead. 3, 2, 1. Yes. I feel very gross doing this. I told you this when we started. You asked me what my Drew Lock pick is going to be. I will be going with
the
Chicago Bears. That's my Chicago Bears is my Drew Lock pick. The Niners have looked like shit. I know Khalil Mack's not there. If Khalil Mack was there, I would feel even more confident about this. I'm banking on Jimmy Garoppolo. This is a shit game, which, also this could work against, I could just be anti-jinxing the Niners and, they get back on a win streak and, they go to the playoffs. But yes, I'll be picking the Chicago Bears. I think the run game has looked really good with Khalil Herbert. Damian Williams is probably going to come back too. So, that's a 1-2 punch. I think Justin Fields, I think he'll do a little bit better against the Niners D-line, especially without Kinlaw and all that. Like, Nick Bosa is still going to terrorize him, but I think they'll do a little bit better. The Bears defense, I think, is going to have their way with the Niners. I think the Niners aren't going to be able to run very much against the Bears, or they're not going to be able to run the ball very much against them. We'll see what Jimmy does, but Jimmy might shit the bed, and I think the Chicago Bears might win.
All right, that is wow. I mean,
you didn't expect that, huh? I told you. I don't like this one.
Every week.
I have not. Yeah, this is my first week not picking the Niners.
Yeah, but you gotta be.
I picked them against the Rams. I picked them against the Cardinals, but I'm not picking.
Hey, I did that. I did that last year too. But now I gotta see the board clear. You gotta.
I like that, and I feel like I'm seeing it clearly too. And I'm looking at all the Drew Lock pick opportunities. This one stood out to me. Jimmy's gonna shit his pants, and I think Vegas has the Niners a little bit overrated. What do you think?
I'm not looking forward to watching this game. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is gonna be the most boring game.
I'm gonna sleep through probably the first quarter. I'll probably wake up around 11. I'll watch it.
This is gonna be such a shit fest.
Yep.
But by the way, I mean, I said I was gonna pick against the Niners every single week because of Carson Wentz beating them. I'm not saying I'm committing to that, but I am picking the Bears as well this week.
So Aaron, you and I continue our streak of picking together. We'll go with the Bears.
Yeah, because Jimmy, the Niners our cornerbacks were just tackling people before the ball could even get to them. So, I mean,
listen, if I anti-jinx the Niners and all of a sudden they look really fucking good this week,
then
I see this as a win-win either way. The Niners look horrible. Trey Lance is going to start. I get my Drew Lock pick. If the Niners look good, hey, I jinxed them into being good now. I see this as a win-win.
I mean, man.
There's no losing for me in this situation.
There isn't. I don't like the Niners. They look terrible. Offense is complete ass. Defense is pretty decent, but once we get to the secondary, like it's kind of shit. Because Carson Wentz,
I get a feeling that Allen Robinson had a little bit of an off year. This could be an Allen Robinson feast game. I think business could be mooning. And we're forgetting this is a Marquise Goodwin revenge game right now.
It is a Marquise Goodwin revenge game, and that's another reason why you got to go with Chicago Bears.
You got to go with the Bears, yeah.
All right,
go ahead. Finish us off with what's your Drew Lock.
All right. Speaking of revenge games, mine is also a revenge game, but I'll get to that in a second. So, all right, are you gonna put me on the clock, or
if you want to do it, I can do, or I can do it.
I'll do it myself. I'll time myself. All right, so.
And I'm excited for this because I have no clue where you're going.
Hold on. Sorry, my body just. I said Carson Wentz wasn't horrible, and like I just can't talk anymore.
Your body's rejecting that.
Yeah. Sorry. All right. Let's get going. So, with me seeing the board very clearly, see it as clearly as Stu Feiner recently. So, a strategy in the beginning goes batshit crazy with my Drew Luck picks. Paid off with the Texans. But other than that, it hasn't worked. So in recent weeks, I've been trying to go a little bit more reasonable. Titans paid off. So now I'm mixing the two together. All right. We're going to sprinkle a little bit of just insanity, but with a little bit of reasoning. And we're going to combine it for a guaranteed Drew Lock W. All right. This is going to be really cringy, but this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing here. Hold on. I'm picking the New Orleans Saints and Jameis Winston.
Let's go.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Let me tell you why. W's. Jameis revenge game. Jameis revenge game. Also, on top of that, the Saints defense, excluding the playoffs, looked very good against the Buccaneers offense in the last 2 years. I like that. Also, we said John Gruden email game, guaranteed W. Revenge games seem to be working this year. There's been lots of upsets. So I actually like the Saints defense against Buccaneers offense. Jameis, revenge game, is going to beat Tom Brady. We're going to eat W's, and it's not going to matter because the Buccaneers are going to go back-to-back, but this is a prime game for them to lose in the regular season. So let's go. Who dat? Jameis W. I crab walked around across my room for a reason.
That's going to be if Jameis wins that, that's like if Jameis looks elite and all of a sudden, like, let's say Brady throws like 4 interceptions, like how funny would that? It's like Freaky Friday and they just switch bodies. Like Jameis plays in Brady's body and Tom Brady's in Jameis's body. Like Jameis like super efficient, throws like 3 touchdowns, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, like a perfect pass rating. Yeah.
You saw how they look at Aaron Rodgers.
They did. Ever since then, they almost lost to the fucking Geno Smith-led Seahawks.
Hey, but whose fault was that? That was the offense. So we're not talking about that.
I mean, they didn't throw to anybody but Alvin Kamara, which I'm gonna pull my Lemaitre impression right now. I needed like I think so at halftime I needed like 4 more points from Alvin Kamara, and I didn't get that. Alvin Kamara had like 27 points, fantasy points at halftime, and then he had like 1.5 after that. So like I lost.
Hey, but let me tell you something.
Yes.
All right, the Saints wide receivers, they might have been shit, but I think what's his name? Deontay Harris could be back, so that could open up some of the deep passes. The Saints defense just looked good against Buccaneers last year. Hopefully they can keep that going. Also, it's a Jameis revenge game. We said John Gruden email game guaranteed.
No, I see that. So. And I'm going to, for the sake of, we got to switch up something. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers. That's a safe pick. I do like this pick a lot, though. And I do like that pick. I didn't think about this. I somehow completely just like went over my head that Jameis Winston used to play for the Buccaneers. I do like this a lot. And if Jameis was win, Aaron, I'm in my, and that morally should be like a +5 for you. Like it's going to be only a +1 because that's your Drew Luck pick. But if I were you, I'd be like, that's sick as fuck. If you get a Jameis Winston revenge game correct, that's cool.
I know, but I feel like this was a lot more likely than fucking like the other options I had, like Texans.
I agree.
Fucking Lions, maybe. I mean, the Lions aren't even 4 under.
I'm getting a lot of calls here, but yes, no, I agree with you right now. I agree. I just didn't see. I didn't like the Packers one. I like the Bears one. I just took like I think that's plausible, but I think you and I took the 2 good ones. Yeah. All right. Well then, Aaron, I don't know. Do you have? Can we do possibly an NFL cage match, or is that like
how would that work? I mean, it'd be me versus you. I guess
it could be me versus you. Yeah.
All right. I mean, I don't have one prepared.
You probably didn't plan it anyways. No, don't forget about it. Forget about it. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. I guess we'll just move on. You know what? Psych. Oh, cage match.
How?
I don't know how you do that. I don't know why I do that, dude. But okay. Anyways, all right. NFL. Yeah. Welcome. Let's get ready to rumble. NFL cage match this week. Me versus Boaz. It's a little different. Lemire's not here because he's just like jacking off in the other room or something. He's not doing anything important to do with his life. Highlights. Nothing important in his life going on right now. He doesn't like us. He doesn't want to be with us. He's slacking. All right. So here's how we're gonna decide this. I'll be right back. Actually, I have a great idea. Little known fact about me: I have a collection of marbles. So
Oh,
just I don't really collect marbles, but if I see one on the ground, I just pick it up and then I put it in this bag I have, and I haven't found one in like 3 years. But that's okay. We were talking about Squid Game before we started.
do you have 20 marbles in there? Because that could be.
I honestly I have like probably like 70.
Fuck, dude, you got everybody's marbles.
I know, I got everyone's marbles. So so to figure out who you're going to be, I have a marbles poured into my palm right now. You're going to tell me if it's odd or even, okay?
Oh, I like this game.
And then if you get it right, you're going to be one of the people I have in mind, and if you get it wrong, you're going to be the other person I have in mind.
Yeah, Aaron, what am I wagering? I'm wagering.
You don't have to wager anything.
Yeah,
That's
cool. I'm gonna go with even.
Oh,
wait, you gotta move. Oh, yeah, 3. No.
That's tough. But okay. So earlier today, we were talking about the Niners. We had our Niners rant today instead of highlights of the week because just
we did.
What's happening with that?
Low light of the week, yeah.
So whose fault is it? We're gonna determine
Jimmy Garoppolo.
We're not going to determine this any normal way. We're going to determine this with a cage fight. The front office has got together.
The only way to determine this.
To pay off the debts that these two people have had to the Niners, they are forcing them into a fight to the death. Who's going to win? Kyle Shanahan or John Lynch? So, Boaz, you will be representing Mr. John Lynch.
Oh.
I will representing Kyle Shanahan. I guess you go first. So, yeah, you have 30 seconds to go.
Well, I wanted a cage match. I mean, I was an NFL safety. Like, I'm an actual NFL player. Like, Kyle Shanahan never even made it. A fucking scrawny ass receiver, like scrawny ass white boy. His dad is the only reason I got a job. And like, I'm John Lynch. I could be in the broadcast booth. I'm hot as fuck. The ladies love me. I don't know how that helps me out in football at all. But I have CTE. I'm not worried about getting hit. Kyle Shanahan on the other end, he might be a little bit worried. He's a little bit of a pretty boy. But I think John Lynch knocks him out with one hit. He's going to cut him or he's going to trade him away like he traded Depot away.
All right, you're done. You're done. All right, me. All right, you know what, Kyle Shanahan, you might have the strength. I got the brains. I got the stamina. I'm going to be able to wear you down. You're going to come at me, arms swinging. I'm going to be like, dodge all your shit. And you know what? I have the power to put you in the fucking doghouse. I can ruin your career with the snap of a fingers. With one say of the word, you're in my doghouse. You're not getting any playing time. You're fucked. You're going to go in the Giants practice squad. No, not even. You're going to be a fucking bus boy for the New York Jets.
Fuck, dude, I'm a Hall of Famer. What the
You're going to go from being a fucking GM to a fucking bus boy. You're not going to have shit to say with your name because I can put you in the doghouse. Shut up, Aaron. You're done, Aaron. You suck. You're done. That was really weird for me to do, but yeah.
Kyle Shanahan just took over your body, dude. What the fuck?
I know. I cut myself off aggressively too. Yeah, so. That's just what we do.
I think that was good. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. Who's winner, and we haven't put it up yet. We got to start doing that. We got to put it up.
We really do have to put it up, and I think we will this week because this has to be.
This has to be it. Yeah, I like this one, and I think that's everything, right? We talked about everything. We there Drew Lock picks. Lemeter's going to go with the Packers. I'm going with the Bears, and Aaron is going with the New Orleans Saints. Crab legs.
He's just eating W's. It's not like
W's.
West Side.
And if you want to check out all of our picks at the Muffed, Twitter and Instagram, you can see when we put up our new episodes, anything else we're going to put up, NFL cage match, maybe polls, stuff like that. Check that out at the Muffed, Twitter and Instagram. Check out, YouTube, like, comment, subscribe. If you listening to this, then go on YouTube, check that out. Could be cool. And at the Muffed, just repeating that one, at the Muffed, Twitter and Instagram. And we'll see you guys next week. Peace.